Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly live BMX news show where I come at you every week, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. We do these live, so we got a bunch of people in the chat on YouTube right now. Travis Keir, Travis Schramm, JDA, Jeff Mead, Roman Summers, Sean Chambers. Holy cow, Kevin Jackson, everybody's in here. First things first, Simple Session is going down this weekend, and you can watch everything live on YouTube. And I have it pulled up here. It seems that the only place I can find this exact information is on their YouTube channel. So we have tomorrow at 6 a.m. I'm assuming this is local time for me. For the skate qualifications, we don't care about that. 10 a.m. is what we care about. BMX qualifications live is 10 a.m. tomorrow. Then finals for BMX is live Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to watch this stuff live, now you know where to watch it. Then we also have some more Simple Session stuff. They opened it up with a street session. The Visit Estonia Viru street session. Brock Rayford won the overall win on that. Best trick on the ledge was Killian Roth. Best trick on the up rail was Santiago Laverde. And best trick on the down rail was Jordan Goodwin. So check that out if you need your fill until you can watch the qualifications or the finals live. Then we've got practice day 1, a dig raw video. If you want to check out what happened in practice, I want to shout out to JDA because he is a member in the chat, and that membership helps me be able to do this on Fridays rather than having to do other things. So let's get into the videos from, actually, I'm lying. There's 3 things I want to highlight before we get into what is like a ridiculous amount of contest and jam stuff. So first, a video from GT with a 9-year-old kid named Alex Lantigua. This kid's 9, can do whips, flips, bars, tuck no handers, knack-knacks, can-cans, can-can landers. This is just a fun video that I presume Jeff Z filmed because I heard him in the video with this kid and his sister riding the 16 and 14-inch GTs. And they show the GTs at the end, the whole lineup for kids. Didn't even know that GT made BMX bikes below a 20-inch, so that's cool to see. And this kid absolutely kills it. And at one point in the video, Jeff asks him, what should we do next? And he's like, well, probably a flip. And then he goes and does a backflip. So check this one out. Good vibe and lots of good shots on the bike as well if you want to check out what the bike itself looks like. Next up, the news that Felix Prangenberg is now on Vans. So I'm pretty sure we talked about how he was Etnies and they were selling his shoe with his insole in it without his name on it because I'm assuming it was made and something happened. He's off. Now he's on Vans. Badoom. Next up, 30 signs that you are a mid-school BMXer. I'm only going to play one of these. We're just going to skip randomly right here. What do we got? Facebook. I picked the perfect one. Facebook becomes your complaining zone and you find consolation and comfort from your older friends who agree that BMX has lost its way. That is hilarious. Watch through this and see if any of these 30 signs apply to you. Next up, into the contest and jam footage. Coverage. Whatever. It's early. So first up, EFES Glasgow BMX Street Video Contest. This is a teaser for it and the information is throughout the video. So they're having an EFES video contest. It's a street contest. Street video contest. 1 wild card winner. 22K prize pot is actually 2,200 euros. Let's see. Is there any more? Yeah, there's more information at EFES. Well, there we go. EFESGlasgow.com. Okay, we're inviting 5 of the world's best BMX street riders to film in the streets of Glasgow. You can get involved too by entering the wild card contest. So I assume this means that anybody can compete in this. Wild card entries. Oh man. Looks like we missed the cutoff. I'm not sure. Or maybe it just opens. I don't know. But all the information is here. I'll make sure that this link goes in the description below if you want to check it out. Maybe you're from the area. There it is. So the pros won't be filming until July. JDA, I want to say here, Spencer rode my bike after he already had a planetary. He just hadn't built it up yet. But he tested mine out for the first time. So next up, and one thing I wanted to say about all this jam stuff is that I used to have a section in this news video dedicated to contests and jams, but they got so thin that they got put into the videos. And this week, there are like 10 different things, not including the simple session stuff, that go into this category. So first, we've got Rumble in Richmond 2022 highlights that went down this past weekend. At that contest, or jam rather, the profile had a setup that was, let me find a better view so you can see what it was. So it was a bank, ledge, bank, and they had a jam contest on it. My buddy Jeff Mead actually won that. This is the highlights video. Jeff Mead's in the chat. Shout out to Jeff Mead. Shout out to Noah McBride as well. Noah freaking McBride. The scene is not dead. Then we've got some full highlights from the event from Ryan Navazio. After that, we've got highlights from the event and a segment in GT's video, because this video is from GT, where Julian Molina was bumped to GT Pro. Pretty freaking rad. And when you read, go on to Ben Ward's Instagram and read his post about it, because it's really cool. He had a lot of nice things to say, and just, it's a cool post. Check it out if you feel like it. Next up, we've got Butcher Jam stuff. So there's a street session that looks like that also kind of kicked off. Yeah, it was a warm-up for the first party of the Butcher Jam street session. Then we've got the dirt highlights, followed by the mini ramp AM and pro highlights, followed by the BMX Park finals from the Butcher Jam. Next up, we have a video with Emma Silva for the Street Combat Contest. What is that, you might ask? Well, here's the information. So I was looking around trying to find information. This is from someone who was in the contest. But here are the rules for it. It looks like it's already like set and everything's coming out. But if you didn't know anything about it, which I didn't, basically 60 people could participate in this. And apparently it's 10 euros to register. You had to contact this number. And this is a contest. It's a video contest for the riders and the filmers. Film contest dedicated to riders and filmmakers. There'll be 2 winners, prize for the most banger video, money and BMX parts, and prize for the most creative video, BMX parts. So filming creativity is in there. Video must have an introduction and an end where the credits and name and song were used go. Record in emblematic or cultural spots in your city. Minimum duration of 2 minutes. Then next I have a post that shows how things will be voted on. Votes will be equal to 50% of the rating. How to vote: you just have to comment and like the video of your favorite rider. Here's how the judges will vote though. Banger video gets complexity of tricks for 10 points, difficulty of spots, creativity in editing, filming creativity, mastery in the execution of tricks. And then the creative video judging will be creativity at the spots, trick creativity, filming creatively, and creative editing, as well as music and colorization of the video. So on the YouTube channel where this video is at, you can find all of the other, there are 59 others involved in this. And it's put on by Street Culture Mag. So there's no information in their bio about what they are, and there's not really anything on their YouTube channel, but from what I can find, seems that they are a European, somewhere over in that area, BMX street culture magazine. Pretty cool to see them taking on such a huge undertaking. I mean, 60 different riders is a lot. So check that out. There's a lot to see there. Next up, we've got the 2022 Park Lines BMX Tournament highlights. So this went down in South Africa, and there's an amateur and professional BMX tournament, and this is the highlights from it. And that is all of the contests and jam stuff. Quite a lot for this week. I mean, there's been a long time since we've had that much. So next up, we've got a whole bunch of short, quick videos from the Distillery. These are the Whiskey Chaser videos, which are basically where the visiting person riding at the distillery, they pick a trick and do it, and then somebody from the source staff who works there, because most of them ride, has to try and do that trick. The first one is arguably like the best one that's come out so far. It's with Brian Kaczynski, and Chris is the guy's name who works at source and has done most of these. Brian does a gap to second stage double peg on the kinked rail, and Chris one-ups it. That's all I'm going to say. You have to watch it to see how. Next up, we've got Ratty Matties with a wall ride to tire grab. Then we've got Casey Starling with Dante, and Casey does a flip to fakie on the 6-foot quarter. Then the last one that's come out so far is with Nathan Williams, and Nathan Williams does not go easy on the dude. He does a pole jam to pegs down the normal down rail, not the kinked one. Wild. And we actually filmed one when I was there. I sent them all the footage. I don't know if it's going to come out or not, but I sent them all the footage, so maybe it will, and we'll get to talk about that. Next up, we've got a video for all of you dirt and transition lovers out there. Ignacio Ortiz. This is trails. There's some mini ramp, and actually there was something I wanted to ask the people of BMX News to kind of get an opinion on. So we call mini ramps, but what happens, what happens when they're, come on, oh, that's all you get. Whatever, you can see it. What happens when they're this big? When does it become a half pipe, if it ever becomes a half pipe? Is it always a mini ramp? Is it a mini ramp until it's a vert ramp? I have questions, and I need answers, because this is definitely, at the very least, 6 foot, and it might even be taller than that. So I'm curious, what do you think? Because in my eyes, a mini ramp is like, 4 or 5, maybe 6 foot mini, like what's at Changa 2. But then 7, 8, I mean, you're getting up there. That's bigger, but do you still call it mini? Because it's not mini anymore. I need answers. Next up, Cult Backcheck Eastbourne. This features Chase D. Hart, Brandon Began, Matt Green, Matt Horak, Rollin Rigsby, Eddie Cuella, and Vish, the filmer. This is a really good video. Lots of really cool spots that they're riding in this, and they're on the East Coast, so they're crusty, grimy spots. It's cool to see all the different things that went down at some of these spots. I mean, there's literally this hubba right here, like, just there. Just always there. Then this spot right here, this metal thing that they're riding, like, what even is that? It's like an I-beam that got hit and lifted up. Then later on, they were riding this huge concrete half sphere. I don't know where it's at, but it's in here. There's a lot of really good stuff, and this video is definitely worth checking out. Then we've got Pusher BMX's 10-year video. Whole lot of riders in here. If I'm not crazy, I don't see Dan Nielsen's name on here, but I see Dan Nielsen in the thumbnail, so I'm curious on that. Didn't get a chance to watch this one yet, but as we get to the end of the video list, the videos get longer. Then, a much longer video, 32 minutes long, full-length video, Cast Iron Shore is what it's called. It's from the streets of the UK. Over 30 minutes of footage filmed over the past 4 or so years with some of UK's finest street riders. Lots of names in here. Here's all the names. Maddie Lampert is one you might recognize. Joe Jarvis is one you'll definitely recognize. Fathead's in here. Lots of names. 30 minutes. Check it out if you want something longer. And then, because we didn't have any product-related news, not just because I was going to talk about this anyways, but it's perfect to feature this when there was no product-related news. So we talk a lot in BMX about American-made BMX frames. Like, everybody talks, go American-made, buy an American-made frame. And it kind of made me think and wonder about, well, what about handmade frames elsewhere? And I randomly saw this Instagram page called Death Pack BMX. These frames are custom BMX frames built by hand in Newcastle upon Tyne. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's over in the UK, made by this person. And they're handmade BMX frames, which I think is sweet to see because, I mean, everybody likes these handmade things that people put time and effort into and say that they're the best. Well, there's UK options and other options in other places. So if you're watching this after the fact and you know of somebody outside of the US who hand makes BMX frames of high quality, leave it in the comments down below because I'm genuinely curious of what else is out there. Everybody talks about layered, standard, work, lots of the BMX or the handmade stuff made in the US, which is awesome. I'm not taking anything away from them, but I just wanted to point out that like other places have handmade BMX frames too, and I think it's rad. It's rad to see you could get a handmade frame from the UK. Next up, I just want to throw this out here for anyone who's still here. The Apple Creek Trail Jam is going down July 10th, 2022, noon to dark. We're going to have food there. We're going to have drinks there. We're going to have some throw out prizes from things as well as cash from First Call Environmental, the company that I talked about in a previous news video. So come out if you want to. If you need to know where they're at, hit me up on Instagram, and hopefully we'll see some of you there because it's going to be a good day. And I can promise you they don't look like this anymore. So that being said, that's all we got this week. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another video. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. Thanks to JDA, the member in the chat. Membership button is down below. It's a join button if you want to help support and contribute directly to what I'm doing.